Hello. Okay, that is way too high up. Let's see. Here we go. Alright, so I was not planning on doing this video, but I have some makeup on and I was like, damn, I look good. Like, let me do something. This is like my year and a half vlog anniversary, so I'm really excited. Look at my vlogs. They're, I guess, touching my shoulders. I don't know what you would call that. I got the whole link system, but honey, I don't know what the heck is up in there. But today we are going to talk about diversity, and not only diversity with the context of being an American citizen, but also diversity abroad, diversity traveling, and being diverse in projects and programs, global programs such as, should I say the name of this place? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We're gonna find out because there's lots of rules and I don't like being attacked. All right, yeah, so I'm in this program in a country in Latin America, in Central America, and I'm going to go over some questions that I get a lot from people in the US, and then questions that I get a lot from people in Guatemala, the country that I'm in. In the US, people always ask me, are there black people there? Questions like, oh, so when you're done, what are you going to do? And what else? I don't know, why can't you do that here in the US? Excuse me? But they're interesting and great questions. So in the part of Guatemala that I'm in, there are no black folks up in here. No black folks, okay? So I'm like, usually and most times, one of the first black people that people have ever seen in their life. In the rural Guatemalan area that I am, it's really not diverse. Everyone is either Mayan or Latino or some mixture of the two. There are other ethnic groups. There are black, as we would consider, coastal folks, Caribbean folks on the coast of this country. So there are black people, black Americans, black people from the Americas, you know, here in Guatemala. And what was my other question that people asked me? Oh yeah, they asked me that and like, what am I gonna do in the future? Listen, that, I know people have good intentions and some people are just really excited and kind of living vicariously through you when you do things, but being a 25-year-old woman, about to be 26, and then when I finish, about to be 27, that's not a question that I want to hear. It makes me feel like what I'm doing is not valid. It makes me feel like I'm just wasting space. It makes me feel like, you know, I'm just wasting time or I'm on a vacation or just doing things that don't add value to my life. For me, coming here, child, that was a lot of personal development, and I'm really grateful of the experience that I've had here so far. And just coming to the realization that you can always learn so much more. And I just continuously learn here, and it's been such a challenge, professionally, personally, and everything in between. It's been a challenge, and it's been a wonderful experience at the same time. And then the last question, what people ask me, that are black people, oh yeah, why can't you do these things in America? Stop clocking me. Everything I do in my life has purpose, and coming here and having the skills that I've learned here, whether it be in trainings or just being here doing professional work, in community-based professional work in a different country, you can always attribute that to working in the US. And since I plan to be a physician assistant and also do whatever I can to be in the public health realm at the same time and work on public health issues and health disparities and things like that. Being here has given me a different perspective of perhaps the Latin American experience, you know, or perhaps like immigrants that come to the United States and understanding what was like before if they're from a rural area and how that differs, what things are so different. Because here in Guatemala, people have told me so many things about like, oh, if you don't eat, you'll get gastritis. And I'm just like, I've never heard that one before. I don't really know if that's true or not. I have not looked that up before, but there's just like a lot of things that people just say as common knowledge. And so me having that in the back of my head that perhaps people from the Latin American community have these creencias already in their head that can help me as a public health professional and also a physician assistant. ¿Qué más? And then, you know, the obvious, having, oh my goodness, this is a whole talk and a half, but knowing Spanish is so invaluable. It's just such a great thing to have in your life, especially if you're going to be working with people. In my career crafts, I'm going to be working with people, all different types of backgrounds, and I love being able to communicate with people. That's been really the highlight, one of the really greatest things that has happened to me so far, being a second year person here in this country. It's just incredible going from where I was with my language level in the beginning to coming to where I am now, and being able to understand conversations is so beautiful. Understand the inner workings of culture and language and how those two go together. But let me tell you, there's some things that just because you know Spanish, if you don't know that culture, you're gonna be confused, okay? It's like listening to a rap song. If you don't know the culture, if you don't know the things that they're talking to or making reference to, you're not gonna understand it. If you don't know the slang, you're not gonna understand it, you know? So just learning Spanish is really, it's like an iceberg thing. That's learning Spanish is like the tip of the iceberg, the part you can see that helps people. But below that, there's a whole lot of cultural things that really can make an understanding, confuse an understanding. And if you don't know those things, sometimes it can be challenging to understand and relate to people, because without that understanding, cultural understanding, you aren't able to really understand their knowledge, beliefs, and attitude towards things because you don't know. Okay? So those are some things that I've learned while I've been here. Oh, what else do I want to talk about? This lighting is popping. Whoo, child. Okay, and don't make fun of my makeup because I don't be using makeup like back in the day, yes, and in the US, yes. My skin doesn't change colors, and I've been in Guatemala for a very long time, so this makeup don't really match, but I'm going to, pretend like it does and keep it going. Okay, so let's talk about the things that people here in this lovely, wonderful country say to me and ask me all the time. Well, as you can see, I have these beautiful, not straight, very curly, very, very black, rastas, as I call it here, dreadlocks, locks, all of that. I always get questions about how often I comb my hair, how often I wash my hair, how often I take out my hair. That ish is so irritating. Oh my God, let me tell you, that ish is irritating. But when you come to a place that has probably never seen a black person, let alone a black person with dreadlocks in big light, only on the television or maybe in a bad light in the media, people finna ask you a whole lot of questions, and people just don't really understand the idea of microaggressions, racism, discrimination, prejudice, all of those things. Have no idea. Most times, just goes over their head. So sometimes they'll say something or ask something that is completely inappropriate and might hurt your feelings or make you angry. But then you have to, keep on remembering that a lot of people, they just, the education system is very different, and a lot of people don't have internet. A lot of people didn't grow up with internet and just didn't grow up with this sense of diversity like we have the pleasure to have in the United States. And because we in the United States have all this diversity and have a lot of people that are coming to the US from all around the world, we are forced to not be assholes. We're forced to know a little bit about each and every person and different countries and people we're surrounded around. So we're forced to know that because, if we didn't need to know about, if we didn't need to know about Thailand or, I don't know, Indonesia or somewhere else, guaranteed you probably wouldn't learn about it because you don't need to learn about it. But when you have a lot of people from Asian countries and people start grouping them together as one person, one country, you start learning a lot more because people get aggravated, like, I'm not from that place, I'm from here. Don't you know that Asia has so many more places? Just like things like that. Some people have said stuff, about having, like, the only place they have natural curly hair is their armpits or their like their private area. And then, like, say they're gonna start their asses there. That's really fucked up, and people don't really understand that that's really fucked up and not something you would say to someone. And I know there's a lot of people out there like, yeah, that gives you such a great opportunity to teach them. I grew up and I was born black, and I damn sure was not born a fucking teacher. And I'm not here living my life to be a teacher. So I don't want to teach people about how to treat people, That's not something that I want to do constantly or ever. I have to sometimes because I'm this strange creature walking down the street with dreadlocks and black skin, so I have to do that. But it's just so frustrating. I think one of the most, not sad moments, but I was just like, damn, you too kind of moments, was like I went to this party with some other people from the same program who are American, and they brought their friends, non-culturally competent friends, and homegirl touched my hair. That is one thing that irks my soul. Never in my life had I had the urge and desire to come up to a white person or someone with straight hair to touch their hair. That's weird. Stop touching people's hair. Stop touching black people's hair. Stop touching curly hair people's hair. Stop. Don't do that. You can ask or whatever, but still, don't even ask. We get tired of that shit. Like, don't do that. I don't care how close you are to someone, don't do it. Just don't. It's the most annoying shit in the world. If you want to feel how it feels, become a black person, get born by a black mother, and do your hair in a Rasta style with your black hair. That's when you can touch and feel and understand and see how it is. Oh my God, don't touch me. So annoying. ¿Qué más? Other things about being a black woman in Central America, rural Central America. So annoying how disrespectful men are. So damn disrespectful. Walking down the street, or usually it's strangers, or usually people around me are very pleasant. Men around me are pleasant. Sometimes they are inappropriate. They make jokes that are not okay. Kiss you on the cheek, whatever. It's not okay. But walking down the street, people are so disrespectful. They whistle and just do things that are just so inappropriate, like so annoying and whistling and yelling at you. And it's just the most dehumanizing thing that can ever happen. And it's just like, I feel like I get that so much more than Guatemalans, and I get that so much more than my other friends. excuse me, who are Latin American, or my other friends who are Caucasian or other races. I feel like I get that a lot. And for me, it just shows that you have this level of disrespect for Black women, and you're okay with showing that in front of your friends. And it's just so, just rude and hurtful. And it's things you have to live with, being a Black person, living in rural Guatemala, and just seeing these bad-mannered people all the time. And it just used to get me so frustrated and angry. One time I yelled at people, and they stopped. And then other times I tried to be like, oh, good morning, or be nice, and they still did it. And then sometimes you yell at people, and they still do it. And so that's an ongoing thing that's been a really great challenge and very, very painful, because for me, I take it as you're okay with disrespecting me and sexualizing me, and there's nothing wrong with that you have that right as a man. And don't even get me started on gender roles and gender things here in Guatemala. Lord have mercy. It's just like, it's really eye-opening actually. Because just being here, I started noticing gender differences in the US, and like privileges and things that I didn't notice before. And it's very interesting. Being here has opened my eyes about things in the US, which I wouldn't even think twice about. Like, I never really thought about like sexism and things like that while I was in the US. Not that I thought that it didn't exist, I know it did exist, but it's more like I couldn't like grasp it or understand it or like give you like an example. I know what it is, but you just didn't know how it felt. Being here and being over-sexualized and just like seeing rampant sexism and just, it's just like, wow. In the US now I can identify things just like that. So I'm like, yeah. Those are a lot of things that just have been on my mind being a Black woman here in Guatemala. It's not really something that's very present when you travel, but when you stay in a place for a long time, everything just starts jumping out, and you just start noticing a lot of things that you're just like, no me gusta. Yeah. Oh yeah, being a Black woman, people used to ask me like where I'm from after I told them I'm from the US, which this could have been a language-based communication, and they're asking me which state I'm from, but then sometimes they would ask like, oh, where are your parents from? I'm like, the US. And then, they look at me like, really? You're not white? People just assume that white people are from America. Not to mention that there's whole Native Americans who are basically, well, I don't know, I shouldn't group them together like that. But when you think about the Americas, indigenous Americans in the United States, there's indigenous Americans here in Guatemala. It's like, your homie, is up there too, It's not just white people. So that's another thing. Because I'm always just like, yeah, I know I'm chocolate or whatever, but yeah, I'm from the USA. Puro estadounidense. Puro estadounidense. But yeah, the things I have to deal with. If you like that video, please comment me some questions or other things you would like to see more in my videos. Thank you so much for watching. You can do all that other stuff, but I love interaction, so thumbs up, do a little comment, or subscribe, whatever. And yeah, you can follow me on Instagram while it still lasts, because I am deleting it, and all social media for that matter, because social media is evil. Just kidding, social media is not evil, but the people who develop stuff and do marketing and advertisement, they are soulless humans, or they just like money. The corporation are soulless humans. The individuals, they trying to get their bag, I understand that. But the corporation as a whole, thanks again for watching.